Welcome you all to the course Database Management System. Myself Muhammad Asifuddin Mondol, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Narula Institute of Technology. This is lecture number 4 of this course, Entity Relationship Model Part 2. In this lecture, I will recapitulate about the entity relationship model, then I will discuss degree of relationship set, then mapping cardinalities, as well I will discuss participation of an entity set in relationship set, and then I will discuss how to add an attribute in a relational set. So before moving to the new terminology of the entity relationship model, just recapitulate the entity relationship model which I have already discussed in my previous lecture. Suppose we need to design a database for banking enterprise which wants to keep information about their customers and their corresponding loan records. So for designing the database, the first step is to design the entity relationship model. So ER model, first step. So in the ER model, as you know, the entity are represented with the rectangle. So here in that example, we have to first decide the entity sets. So the first entity set, it should be the customer, so it is represented with the rectangle, and the customer have some attributes, for example customer ID, customer name, customer street, customer city. And in ER model, all the attributes are represented with the ellipse and they are linked with the entity set customer. And in that example, another entity set is the loan entity set, which will store all the loan information. So it is represented with the rectangle and the name given is loan. And loan at entity set has two attributes. One is loan number and the other one is the amount, and they are represented with the ellipse. Now loan number is underlined because the loan number is the primary key, whereas customer ID is underlined in the customer entity set. That means the customer ID is the primary key. And then next, after representing the entity set, we have to determine whether the entity set customer and the entity set loan has some kind of relationship or not. Yes, customer and the loan entity set have relationship. The relationship is borrower. That means if a customer takes some loan, that means customer will become a borrower. So relationship set is represented in diamond shape in entity relationship model. So you have to design with the diamond shape and you have to give some meaningful name to the relationship name. So once the ER model design is complete, then next step is to translate the ER model, entity relationship model, into relational model. Now as we know, the relational model, each entity set is represented in tabular format or table format, and in relational model each table is known as relation. So that means in relational model, table and relation both are same, and a table have some unique name and each table have multiple column. Each column represent attributes. So that means we have to convert the entity set customer in ER model into the relational model. So customer entity set should be converted to the table or relation. So this is the customer table and name of this table is customer. And customer ID, customer name, customer street and customer city, these are the column. That means each column represents the property of the attribute of the customer. And these are the data set. This is for your better understanding. So this is the customer record. Similarly, you have to translate the loan entity set in ER model to the corresponding loan relation or loan table, and it has two column. Each column represents an attribute of the loan relation. So it's the loan number and the amount, and these are the record set that are stored in the loan relation or loan table. And as we know, in relational model, the entity set is represented in relation or table, as well as the relationship set is also represented in table format or in relation format. So the relationship set borrower in ER model needs to be converted to the another table or another relation. So in that means this table is known as the borrower relation or the borrower table. And what should be the attribute of that particular table? The relation borrower should include the primary key from both the relation those are participated in the relationship. That means the borrower relation have the primary key from customer, which is customer ID, and it should include the primary key of loan entity set, which is loan number. So this is the design in relational model. Now, with the help of this borrower relation, the customer table and loan table are associated via this borrower relation. How? Look at the data set, the record stored in customer. So several customer records are there. Consider the first one, Smith, whose customer ID is 019283746. So this particular customer has two loan, L11 and L23, and corresponding loan details stored in the loan relation. So look at the loan relation. L11 has the amount 900, whereas the loan number L23, the amount is 2000. So if you go through these three relation or these three table, customer relation, borrower relation and loan relation, then you will be able to get a complete picture of which customer has how many loan and what are the amount. That means Smith, whose customer ID is 019283746, is associated with the entity in the loan entity set via this borrower relation. That means here Smith has two loan, one is loan number 11 and another one is the loan number 23 with the amount 900 and 2000 respectively. Next topic is degree of relationship set. Now, degree of relationship set refers to number of entity set that participate in a relationship set. The relationship set that involve two entity set are known as binary relationship set, means it's a degree 2, and generally most of the database in RDBMS has binary relationship. Just take an example, go back to the previous slide. Here the relationship set is borrower. You have to determine the relations, what is the degree of that relationship set. In that borrower relationship, how many entity set are involved? Customer and loan. That means customer entity set and loan entity set are associated with each other with the help of borrower relation. So in that example, two entity set are involved in the borrower relationship set. That is why the degree of borrower relationship set is binary or degree 2. Now suppose I have added another entity set over here. Suppose I have included another entity set over here. It may be anything. Then borrower relationship set has three entity set. One is customer, another one is the loan, and suppose I have added another entity set. Then the degree of borrower relationship set would become ternary. I will discuss about the ternary relationship set and the corresponding example in my next lecture. The next terminology of ER diagram is mapping cardinalities. The mapping cardinalities express the number of entities to which another entity can be associated via relationship set. Now mapping cardinalities is also termed as cardinality ratio. Just take an example, go back to the previous slide, take the example. This is the customer record. Now look, consider the first record, Smith. As I have discussed is already that the Smith customer is associated with loan entity set. Now the question is the particular record Smith from the customer entity set is associated with how many number of entity set in the loan relation. In that example, the Smith is associated with two records or the two entity from the entity set loan. One is L11 and another one is the L23. That means a particular record, a particular entity from the entity set customer is associated with more than one entity in the entity set loan, and that means this kind of mapping cardinality is known as one-to-many relationship. That means borrower relationship set is one-to-many from customer to loan. And take another example. For example, there are customer named Turner whose customer ID is 182736091. Now check whether that customer has any loan or not. Now the corresponding customer ID is not present over here. That means that particular record or that particular entity is not at all associated with any number of entities in the entity set loan. Then also it is termed as one-to-many. So one-to-many means an entity in a relation A associated with any number of entities in another relation B. Now any number means it may be 0 or it may be more than 1. Now the mapping cardinalities are of different kind: one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one, and many-to-many. So first consider one-to-one. Now what is one-to-one mapping cardinality? Suppose A is an relationship set, A is an entity set, or the relation B is another entity set, or B is another relation. Now an entity set A has multiple entries, multiple records, A1, A2, A3, A4. These are the records or entity in the entity set A. B1, B2, B3, B4, these are the entities in the entity set B. Now one-to-one mapping cardinality means an entity in A is associated with at most one entity in B, and an entity in B is associated with at most one entity in A. So an entity, suppose for example A1 in A is exactly associated with one entity in B, which is B1, and similarly an entity in B, which is B1, is exactly associated with one entity in A, which is A1. So this is one-to-one. Next, move to one-to-many. This is the example of one-to-many. One-to-many means an entity in A is associated with any number of entities in B. Any number means 0 or more, and an entity in B, however, can be associated with at most one entity in A. So this is the example. A1 entity in the entity set A is this is the one. It can be associated with many number of entity in entity set B. Here A1 is associated with B1 as well as B2. It may happen that some entity in entity set A may not be associated with any number of entities B. There also it's one-to-many. And from B, if you look at an entity in entity set B must be associated with at most one entity in A. So this is one-to-many. Next, consider many-to-one. Many-to-one means an entity in A is associated with at most one entity in B, and an entity in B, however, can be associated with any number of entities in B. Any number means against it may be 0, it may be more. Means multiple entity from entity set A must be associated with at most one entity in B. So that is why many-to-one. And from other side means from B, an entity B1 can be associated with any number of entities in A. It may be 0 or 2. In that case, B1 is associated with 2 entities in A. B2 is associated with single entity A3. B3 is associated with again 2 entity. So an entity in B can be associated with any number of entities in A. So it is many-to-one. And then move to many-to-many relationship. An entity in A is associated with any number of entities in B. Any number means again it's 0 or more, and an entity in B is associated with any number of entities in A. Any number means 0 or more. For example, and consider an entity A1 is associated with B1 and B2, that is many to 1. Now if you consider from B1 is associated with A1 and B1 is associated with A2, so from B side it is also many to 1. So if you combine all these things, it becomes many to many relationship. Next is how to represent the mapping cardinality or cardinality ratio in ER model. We can represent it with the help of directed line. Take this example. This is one-to-one relationship example, means the relationship borrower is one-to-one from customer to loan. How to represent it? From borrower, two directed line, one directed line arrow pointing towards customer, another directed line arrow towards loan. That means one customer or a single customer record or single customer entity is exactly associated with one record of loan. Similarly, if you look at from loan relation, a single entity or single record from loan entity set is exactly associated with one entity in the entity set customer. That means a single customer have one loan, and if you look at from loan side, a single loan number should be associated with exactly one customer. So if you interpret this diagram, we can say that a customer should have only one loan. Customer cannot have more than one loan. We can interpret this from this particular ER diagram. This is called one-to-one. And then this take another example. This diagram represents one-to-many relationship. In that example, the relationship set borrower is one-to-many from customer to loan. That is why there is a directed line from borrower to customer and the arrow pointing towards the customer. The arrow pointing towards the customer means the borrower relationship is one-to-many from customer to loan. So how to interpret that particular diagram? Arrow pointing towards customer means a single customer record in the customer entity set may be associated with many number of records in the loan entity set. That means a single customer or a particular customer may have multiple loan. So just go back to the previous slide. Now as per the record, as per this given record set, we can say that the relationship borrower is one-to-many. Why? Because the Smith record is associated with multiple loan record. Next, many-to-one relationship. Here in that diagram, the relationship set borrower is many-to-one from customer to loan. Why it is called many-to-one from customer to loan? Because there is a directed line from borrower to loan and the arrow pointing towards loan. So the relationship set borrower is a many-to-one from customer to loan. So how to interpret that diagram? Multiple customer is associated with a single loan. Or if you look at from this side loan, a single loan is associated with multiple customer. And then many-to-many relationship. In that example diagram, the say relationship set borrower is many-to-many from customer to loan. Now many-to-many, why? Because the age from borrower to customer and the age of the line from borrower to loan, both are undirected line. If this is the undirected line, then it should be treated as a many-to-many relationship. Now many-to-many relationship means a single customer may be associated with any number of records in the loan entity. Similarly, a single loan entity in the entity set loan may be associated with any number of customer entity. Then the next topic is we can represent the mapping cardinality or the cardinality ratio in ER diagram another alternate way with the help of limit. We can represent the mapping cardinality in ER diagram apart from directed line. We can represent it with in the form of L dot dot H, where L is the minimum cardinality and H is the maximum cardinality, and you have to put the L dot dot H on the edge, on the line, above the line. So here we can see that 0 dot dot star is over the line which is connected between borrower and customer, and here is 1 dot dot 1 over the line which is connected between borrower and loan. Now what does it mean? 0 is the minimum cardinality and star is maximum cardinality. Now 0 means a single customer may associated with no records in the loan entity set, or a single customer may associated with multiple record in the loan entity set. So 0 means a single customer, a particular customer should not associated with any entity in the loan relation, or a particular customer may be associated with multiple records in the loan relation. So 0 means nothing and star means multiple, and 1 dot dot 1 on the side of loan entity set, that means a specific loan record must be associated with minimum one entity in the customer entity set, as well as specific loan record must be associated with at most one entity in the customer entity set. Now how to interpret this diagram in real life? 0 dot dot star means a customer may have no loan or a customer have multiple loan. This is feasible because if there is a customer in a bank, customer may have loan, multiple loan, or one loan, two loan, three loan, or may have multiple loan, or customer may not have any loan, so it's 0. Similarly, if you look at from that side only, so if there is a loan, then that loan should be associated with at least one customer. If there is a loan, that means loan should be borrowed by some customer, so loan should be associated with at least one customer. And here that this is the significance of this one. And what about the last one, this H1? This is the H part. That means a particular loan or specific loan record is at most associated with only one customer. That means a loan can be borrowed by a single customer. And another important point here is that a minimum value of 1 indicates that total participation of an entity in the relationship set. That means if the minimum value is 1, that means that entity set is participated in the relationship set is total. Let's just take an example. Here in that relationship set, this is the one, that means the entity set loan is participated totally in the relationship set borrower. That means every loan record or every loan relation somehow associated with at least one record in the customer. So participation of entity set loan in the relationship set borrower is total, but this is not the case for customer. So note that a label 1 dot dot star on the edge is equivalent to double line. Now if an entity set is participation is total, then we can represent it with the help of double line. For example, this one. In the previous slide, what we have seen that 1 is the minimum cardinality. If minimum cardinality is 1, that means the participation of loan entity is total, and if the participation of an entity in the entity set, if a participation of an entity in a relationship set is total, then we can represent it with the help of double line. So you may add here double line instead of writing 1 dot dot 1. So This is the diagram. So that particular double line means all the record or all the entity in entity set loan are associated with at least one entity in the customer. It may have associated with more than one customer, but it should associated with at least one customer. That means the participation of entity set loan in the relationship set borrower is total. So if it is participation is total, then you can represent it with double line. So straightforward way when to put a double line, if L dot H, where L is the minimum, and if the value of L is 1, that means 1 dot dot 1 or 1 dot dot star, that means it's a total participation, and then only we can put a double line. But the participation of the customer entity set in the relationships with borrower is partial, is not total. If it is partial, then you cannot put a double line. Here customer may be associated with loan or may not associated with loan. For example, if a customer have no loan, then that particular customer should not be associated with any number of record in loan. That means all customer is not totally participated in the borrower relationship set. That means participation of the customer is partial, and if it is partial, then you cannot put a double line. Then next topic, as we know, we can include the attributes, we can add the attributes in the entity set. Like customer has multiple attributes: customer ID, customer name, customer state, customer city, and they are represented with the ellipse. As well as we can add attributes to the account records, account number and the balance. This is the normal thing. As well as apart from entity set, we can add the attribute to the relationship set also. In that diagram, the entity set customer and the entity set account have a relationship, and the relationship is known as name is depositor, and we are added an attribute access date to the relationship set depositor. And if you add an attribute to the relationship set, then that extra attribute is known as descriptive attribute. Descriptive attribute. So in that example, if you convert the ER model to the corresponding relational model, then depositor relation should have three attributes. One attribute from the primary key of the customer entity set, which is customer ID. Another one is from the primary key of account relation, which is the account number, and the extra attribute, which is a descriptive attribute, access date. So it becomes a relation with three attributes: customer ID, account number, and access date. And these are the reference books. You may go through the database management system concept by Cott. For details, you must go through this book. And in the next lecture, I will discuss about more on the entity relationship model, like strong entity set, weak entity set, then extended ER features, for example specialization, generalization, and aggregation, and will give an overview of ER model. That's all for today.